Welcome to the show. I'm Ryan Gomez.
And I'm John Kapora. Hi there.
Hey, Kaladesh is here now.
Yep.
Super excited about it.
And we've got a little treat for you. We've got a Pro Tour preview week all set up, and we've got 5 decks. We're going to establish what the baseline of the Pro Tour is going to be for you. First up, what do we got?
We've got white-red vehicles from Chris Van Meter.
Yes.
And this one was a big player at a recent Star City Open, right? Indianapolis.
Yes. Indianapolis, it won.
Okay, so let's start at the top, work our way down. What's this deck doing, John?
All right, so white-red vehicles. It's an aggressive deck, very aggressive. Plays pretty clean, as you can see in this graph. It's kind of populating really heavily the clean and aggressive parts.
Sure.
And so what that means is it comes out of the gates real quick, hits really hard, but it's not doing anything too broken. You know, you're just playing creatures and attacking with them.
Okay.
It's got vehicles, which is kind of unexplored territory in Magic thus far. They're new in Kaladesh, and this deck makes good advantage of them. It's got Smuggler's Copter, it's got Fleetwheel Cruiser, and it just hits super hard. The Dwarf synergy is there too with DePaula Pilot Exemplar, fetching out a bunch of dwarves from your deck and drawing cards all the time.
Yeah, and that's a little bit dirty there with the extra card pickups, but overall, like I said, nice clean game, hits hard, hits fast, kind of what we expected to see whenever a new format kind of hits the rails here. You want to come out with something aggressive. It's a good way to kind of test the boundaries of what's possible.
Definitely. This deck is very fundamentally sound. It's exactly what an aggressive deck wants to be. It's a really good blueprint for aggressive decks because you've got the 4 removal spells in Declaration in Stone, but that's really all you need.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to get those creatures out of the way. You can give them clues. It doesn't matter because they're not going to have a time to activate those clues. They're going to be getting run over.
Okay.
So
I like it. All right, very straightforward, easy deck to understand.
Yes.
But let's say I'm a casual player. You know, I just maybe occasionally go to F&M or I hang out with my buddies on the weekend. Why do I care? What's it matter?
So you're going to run into this deck a lot is why you care. One of your friends is going to pick this up. I mean, I'm going to pick this up. So, yeah, you're going to be having to play against that at lunch. Okay. You're going to be going to F&M. You're going to be playing against this deck quite a bit. And also, if you're watching the Pro Tour, you're going to want to understand what this deck does. So, yeah, you care. I promise you care.
All right, so I care. More importantly, I care about beating it. So how do I attack this deck? What's the weakness?
Oh, okay. So what's the weakness of any kind of aggressive deck? You just go one level above it. Mm-hmm. So a mid-range deck can do really well against this deck. As far as specific spells you're going to want, I like Grasp of Darkness. Sure. So that's 2 mana. Instant, target creature gets -4/-4. Yeah. That is better than the sorcery speed removal that's running around. So, I mean, Die Young does very little against this deck. Ruinous Path is also pretty bad against this deck. So you're going to want that instant speed removal, and you're going to want some dedicated way to deal with Smuggler's Copter, because Smuggler's Copter is really... You're going to see it a lot this week. It's the engine that gets a lot of these standard decks going.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so... that's how you can beat it. But let's say I'm on the other side of the table, and this is my baby. I want to win that big first place prize. Yep. How do I make this deck even better?
Okay, so I've thought about this a little bit. The sideboard is really wonky. So the designers of this deck, Chris Van Meter and company, they kind of went into Standard not really knowing what it was going to look like. They knew they were going to have to sport some removal for some stuff. So they kind of went with a hodgepodge broad kind of removal suite in the sideboard. What you can do now is if you know what you're playing against, you can pack the removal spells that make an impact. Gideon Ally of Zendikar also is a 4-of in the sideboard. Yeah. So if you want to kind of... you can either make a more budget list by cutting these, or Gideon's really good against sweepers. Gideon's good against stuff like Fumigate. So what you can do, if you're not expecting Fumigate, I'm not expecting Fumigate because Fumigate's really bad against vehicles in general. Mm-hmm. You can just cut the Gideons from your sideboard. Okay. It works.
Great. And then maybe to put in that, you've got room for Built to Smash, Built to Last. That could break the mirror, right?
Yeah, totally. Built to Smash would give you trample over whatever chump blockers your opponent comes up with. You've got Fragmentize, kills their opposing artifacts.
Yep, get their Smuggler's Copter out of the way.
Yeah, there you go. It's because this is the Smuggler's Copter format. 32 out of 32 slots in that SCG Open Top 8. Smuggler's Copter. So, yeah, you're going to want to watch out for that one. Okay. That's a doozy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so overall, like we're saying, a nice kind of clean, efficient, aggressive deck.
Yep.
A little, straightforward to play.
Not a ton of frills here.
Not a ton of frills. Easy to upgrade, but also in terms of beatability, it's possible. You can take this one down.
Definitely possible.
Okay.
It put up a lot of numbers last weekend, but that was just because it was not really on anybody's radar.
Great. So we are excited to see where this one falls with the actual Pro Tour coming up here. You can follow along with our pros over at Magic.TCGplayer.com.
What else can you find on Magic.TCGplayer.com? Well, you can find more articles by our pros, as Ryan said. They're going to be writing about Kaladesh all the way up until the Pro Tour, so you're going to want to get your eyeballs on that. I know Craig Wesco loves to kind of write an article on his Pro Tour deck on Fridays, so I am super pumped for that. What else can you find? Well, we've got a buy list. You can sell your cards to us, get more Kaladesh goodies, or you can just buy cards.
Absolutely. Lots of great stuff waiting for you over at Magic.TCGplayer.com. So swing on over there, check it out. Leave us a note in the comments below. Let us know what deck you think is going to show up at Pro Tour. Maybe we'll cover it later on this week. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, Internet. I tried the point.
It's good. Good. Right on point. I like it.